Alright, so our next speaker is Dr. Sahar Khamis. Dr. Sahar Khamis is an assistant professor in the Department of Communication at the University of Maryland, College Park. She's an expert on Arab media and the former head of the Mass Communication and Information Science Department in Qatar University. Dr. Khamis holds a PhD in Mass Media and Cultural Studies from the University of Manchester in England. She's the co-author of the book Islam.com, Contemporary Islamic Discourses in Cyberspace. She also authored chapters in the book Women and Media in the Middle East, Power Through Self-Expression, and New Media in the New Middle East. She also has several publications in both international and regional academic journals and conferences in both English and Arabic. She is the recipient of a number of prestigious academic and professional awards. Dr. Khamis is an editorial board member of the journals Media, War and Conflict, Journal of Middle East Media, Journal of Arab and Muslim Media Research, and Advances in the History of Rhetoric. Her areas of teaching and research interest include public relations, advertising, public opinion, audience research, mass media campaigns, gender and media studies, women's media images and portrayals, mass media and national development, ethnographic media studies, as well as international and intercultural communication. Beside her university teaching experience in a number of prestigious universities, including the University of Maryland, the American University in Cairo, University of Manchester, Cairo University, Ain Shams University, and Qatar University, she also worked in prominent international media organizations such as the Wall Street Journal and NHK, a Japanese broadcasting corporation, as well as leading Arab media outlets such as Al Ahram and Al Wafd.
Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you this afternoon. Thank you for the long introduction too, but probably longer than my work. I am really delighted to be here and to have this wonderful crowd of very enthusiastic young men and women. And in you I see the future, inshallah, of Islam in this country as well as internationally. This is not an overstatement. I do see a lot of enthusiasm, and I really think that many of you will be very good ambassadors for the faith and for your community, inshallah. I would like to talk about the issue of involvement and empowerment and engagement on three different levels. Within the campus community, within the outside community, and on the global level, the global community. Right? And I will give very specific examples, so it's not abstract. You will really see how we can make this happen, can make these things happen, whether on the level of the campus or the level of the community, or inshallah even on a broader global level. Of course, within the campus community, we do have the MSA, we do have the Muslim Women of Maryland, which I'm proud to be the advisor for. And I hope this is only the beginning of my collaboration and contribution to it and to MSA mutually, inshallah, because I see this as a very important form of involvement and engagement to have MSA and MWM work together in collaboration with each other on so many events like this one. Within the campus community, I think that there are two types of engagement which are very important. The first one is between Muslims themselves, right? Muslims and other Muslims. And I did have myself joining the listserv for the Muslim Women of Maryland and the MSA as well. So I get updates on the events and the activities which are being organized within the community. And I see that there's a lot of good events. But I think that there's a need actually for more to be done in terms of not just the focus on the tajweed and tafsir halaqas, which is great, but also some things relating to, for example, the challenges facing Islam and Muslims today. We need to also talk about what are the challenges of living as a Muslim today in a country like the United States. What are the challenges facing young men and women today? What are the challenges posed by new forms of communication, by new forms of media? What are the day-to-day challenges that could face us? These are things which have to be also addressed. So I strongly urge you that in connecting to other Muslims on campus, beside having the tafsir and tajweed halaqas, which are great, to also have other types of meetings on a weekly basis, bi-monthly basis, on a monthly basis, does not matter, as much as possible, to also engage yourselves in other issues which are very important, contemporary, current challenges, issues which are relating to life in the United States as a Muslim, and what that means. And I'm sure you're going to have people, you know, your age group asking questions. Am I doing the right thing? Is this the right way to do? Am I using the internet in the best possible way I can? How about watching satellite television? You know, what about dealing with non-Muslims? I'm sure there are so many issues that need to be addressed. So if you can think of organizing some kind of on-campus events that touch upon other types of issues, not just related to the faith or to studying the Quran as such, but also related to other contemporary issues and challenges, that would be great. The other type of involvement on campus is very important, and I think the two great speakers who preceded me talked about it, is interfaith dialogue. Unfortunately, Arabs and Muslims have this tradition of talking to ourselves. We have been talking to ourselves for a long, long time, and we still are. They call it preaching to the convert. Okay, so you see, you know, we're angry about something, and we talk about it, but we talk about it to each other. Okay, I already believe in what you are saying, because I share your values. I know that, all right? But you know, guess what? There are other people out there who need to hear what you have to say, because they don't know. So that's the people that you should be talking to, not your peers who already are adopting this point of view anyway. And that has been one of the greatest weaknesses of our media policy and our communication policy, is that we have been for a long time speaking to ourselves rather than speaking to others. And by others, I mean those who are non-Muslims, those who are of other faiths, those who might have completely different or distorted views of Islam and Muslims altogether. Just like Dr. Ibrahim was saying, you know, at one point seeing a Muslim woman with a veil was a sign of richness and wealth and stuff, and now it's a sign of, oh my God, maybe you're a scary person, maybe you're a terrorist, maybe you're a member of an underground group, maybe you have a bomb hidden under your veil, who knows, you know? So, and that's because, largely due to ignorance. When people start to know the facts, the reality, when they hear Muslims like yourselves, educated, cosmopolitan citizens, you are exposed to the world, you are modern people, you have a good mentality, and you start to talk about these issues, they're going to say, you know, I know this person, he's not a terrorist. I know this person, she's not a terrorist. They sound like very intelligent, smart, young people. They have a lot of energy, they have a lot of education. It is just that we have to make it happen. They are not going to come to us. We have to go to them. We have to be proactive. We have to take the step forward, right? You have to believe, and you have to do good actions to actually confirm your belief, right? As a confirmation of your belief. So, reaching out to non-Muslims on campus in some form of interfaith dialogue is very, very important. And I think the two previous speakers did talk about some examples. Joining other clubs and other on-campus organizations, doesn't have to be religious organizations, could be any other club or student organization, is a good chance for you to introduce yourselves to others who are non-Muslims and to actually open some kind of bridges or channels of communication and trust and cooperation and friendship between you and them. وَخَلَقْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلْ لِتَعَارَفُوا. We've created you as nations and tribes so that you would get to know each other. So knowing each other is very important, because the first step towards compassion, towards understanding, towards empathy, towards trust, and that's how you can fight any of the misconceptions or the negative stereotypes. Also, I'm very happy with the experiment that the MWM has, which is the friend group, I think it's called, which is the Jewish Muslim women group. It's called Friend, and it's a nice name, and this is one good step. I would like to see more of that happening. Also, I don't know if MSA has anything comparable, but it's very important to have these kinds of dialogues and activities with Christian students, with Jewish students, with other students who do not know much about Islam, and they can hopefully see a good image of Islam and Muslims through you. The second level I'd like to talk about is the outside of campus level, or let's say the community level. And within this community level, I would like to highlight two different aspects. The first one is connection with alumni. And it's very important to have an active alumni club. I think the MSA has one. MWM needs to have one. Muslim Women of Maryland, I strongly urge that you form an active and strong alumni club. Because the alumni who graduate from here, they can link with the students who are still here on campus, who are still undergraduates, or still studying for their degrees, and they can possibly create some kind of link and some kind of active connection with them, transfer to them their experiences, tell them what they have learned, just like our brother here did a moment ago. This is very important. It's a very important resource to maintain these links and to maintain these connections. And now with the new media, it is much easier to have a listserv, to have people sign up to this listserv, to send them information, to send them news about different events that's going on campus, to invite them to come to campus, to maintain a tie and to maintain a connection and an active alumni association. So I hope that the Muslim Women of Maryland will very soon have their own club and tell me the good news that they started this active link, so we don't lose connection with the smart people who graduate from here, and we don't want them to vanish or to disappear into the world and not to come back again to us. We want them to come back, and we want to learn from their experiences and learn from their professional connections, and it can help us to also maintain an active communication and active involvement and engagement. And the other level of engagement within the community is community activities. I know that there are so many active Christian and Jewish social services organizations.